Book is from Baba and Zadie. It's called Something Good by the famous Robert Munsch, illustrated by Michael Martchenko.
Show the back.
This is a silly story. The back? What's on the back? Oh, this is the author and the illustrator. That's right. Okay. Here we go. Something
Good.
Story by Robert Munsch. Art by Michael Martchenko. Tyya went shopping with her father and her brother and her sister. She pushed the cart up the aisle and down the aisle, up the aisle and down the aisle, up the aisle and down the aisle. Tyya said, "Sometimes my father doesn't buy good food. He gets bread, eggs, milk, cheese, spinach, nothing any good. He doesn't buy ice cream, cookies, chocolate bars, or ginger ale." Oh boy, look at her sister and brother. This daddy, does not look very happy to be shopping with these kids.
Yes.
So Tyya went very quietly. She snuck away from her father and got a cart of her own. She pushed it over to the ice cream. Then she put 100 boxes of ice cream into the cart. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Tyya pushed the cart up behind her father and said, "Daddy, look!" Her father turned around and yelled, "Yikes!" Tyya said, "Daddy, good food."
No.
"Oh no," said her father. "This is sugary junk. It will rot your It will lower your IQ. Put it all back."
No. Let's see.
So Tyya put back the 100 boxes of ice cream. She meant to go right back to her father, but on the way she had to pass the candy. She put 300 bars into her cart. Tyya pushed that cart up behind her father and said, "Daddy, look!" Her father turned around and said, "Yikes!" Tyya said, "Daddy!" "Oh no," said her father. "This is sugary junk. Put it all back." So Tyya put back all the chocolate bars. Oh boy, look at Tyya's face. She does not look very happy. Then her father said, "Okay, Tyya, I have had it. You stand here and don't move." See her brother and sister here? They're watching also.
They're silly.
Tyya knew she was in big trouble, so she stood there and she didn't move. Some friends came by and said hello. Tyya didn't move. A man ran over her toe with his cart. Tyya still didn't move. A lady who worked at the store came by and looked at Tyya. She looked her over from the top down and she looked her over from the bottom up. She knocked Tyya on the head. And Tyya still... Yeah, knock. Still... Tyya still didn't move.
Lollipop.
That's the lollipop. See, he's even offering her a lollipop, but she's still not moving. The lady said, "This is the nicest doll I've ever seen. It almost looks real." She put a price tag on Tyya's nose that said $29.95. Then she picked Tyya up and put her on the shelf with the other dolls. Uh-oh. A man came along and looked at Tyya. He said, "This is the nicest doll I've ever seen. I'm going to get that doll for my son." He picked Tyya up by the hair. Tyya yelled very loudly, "Stop!" The man screamed, "Yeah, it's alive!" And he ran down the aisle, knocking over a pile of 500 apples. Look at the brother and sister in the background. Oh boy. A lady came along and looked at Tyya. She said, "This is the nicest doll I've ever seen. I think I'll buy this doll for my daughter." She picked up Tyya by the ear. Tyya yelled as loudly as she could, "Stop!" The lady screamed, "Yeah, it's alive!" And she ran down the aisle, knocking over a pile of 500 oranges. Look at it. What a mess. There's Tyya. She's like, "Get away from me." Then Tyya's father came along looking for his daughter. He said, "Tyya, Tyya, 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 where are you? Tyya, what are you doing on that shelf?" Tyya said, "It's all your fault. You told me not to move and people are trying to buy me. Wah!" "Oh, come now," said her father. "I won't let anybody buy you." He gave Tyya a big kiss and a big hug, and they went to pay for all the food. The man at the cash register looked at Tyya and said, "Hey, mister, you can't take that kid out of the store. You have to pay for her. It says so right on her nose, $29.95. Wait, said the father. This is my own kid. I don't have to pay for my own kid. The man said, "If it has a price tag, you have to pay for it." "I won't pay," said the father. "You've got to," said the man. The father said,
No.
and the man said,
No. Yeah.
and the father said,
No.
and the father said, yes. The father said, no, and the man said,
Yes.
and the father and Andrew and Julie all yelled,
No.
Then Tyya quietly said, "Daddy, don't you think I'm worth $29.95?
No.
They're all fighting over whether or not to pay for her. Of course you're worth $29.95, said her father. He reached into his wallet, got out the money, paid the man, and took the price tag off Tyya's nose. Tyya gave her father a big kiss.
Supposed to do it for the food, not for her.
Smirch! And a big hug. And then she said, "Daddy, you finally bought something good after all." Then her father picked up Tyya and gave her a big long hug and didn't say anything at all.
He bought
And here, yeah, look, here's them at home unpacking all the goodies. Looks like he did buy some sugary junk also.
That's the candy.
The end.
The